Hi guys, this is Mary and welcome to Mary's Vegan Table. Today we're going to be making empanada pastry and we're going to be filling it with the Cuban sandwich fillings. So this is going to be new to me as it is to you because I haven't tried the filling in the pastry dough as of yet. So today's the first time I'll be doing it. So we're going to see how it turns out. So first let's start by making the pastry dough. We're going to start, I'd say, with 2.5 cups of unbleached flour. Unbleached because unbleached is vegan. If it's not unbleached, it's been processed with bone char from animals. So we're trying not to contribute to anybody's pain and suffering. So we use unbleached flour. Normally I don't bother measuring. I just do it by eye. Sometimes I need more than just 1.5 cups, depending on how much I'm going to be making. So there we have the unbleached flour. We have sea salt, because again, that one is also vegan. No animal char, bone char, or any kind of animal products that are in it. We have here the baking powder. We're going to add about 1 teaspoon of the baking powder. And I know some people like to use the margarine, well, vegan margarine in our case. You can also use coconut oil. It works good, and it gets your pastry nice and flaky. And believe it or not, it even comes out with a nice buttery taste for some reason, but it does. And this is not buttered flavored coconut oil. This is just regular refined coconut oil. You want refined because it doesn't have that coconut taste. If you buy unrefined, everything is going to taste like coconut. I made that mistake one time. I made bread and I used this, but it tastes good. It tastes like a really nice coconut bread. But if you don't want your food sweet, I suggest that you use the refined coconut oil. So we're gonna, and even though this is not cold, it's not refrigerated, you know, it's basically, it's firm, it's solid. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, like with the butter, you cut it up into pieces. And so I'll say we'll use about 1 tablespoon of this. Yeah, about 4 teaspoons makes up a tablespoon. 2 teaspoons makes a tablespoon, sorry. If even that, you might want to Google it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So, okay, we got all of this in. And actually, I should have mixed it. I should have mixed up the flour before I actually put in the coconut oil, but it's okay, I guess. So now with our fingers, we're just gonna like crunch it up into the flour. And in this case, I am going to stir it because I didn't do it the first time. Okay. Next, what we do, we get cold water. Make sure the water is nice and cold. And I'll say this, maybe 1/4 cup. It's usually best just to pour a little at a time until it becomes to the consistency that we want it to be, rather than adding too much water. And then we're going to have to add more flour and more everything else. So just a little water at a time, and you'll see it'll all come together. So here it is. We're adding it just a little at a time. Just use your hands. Your hands are the best tools in the kitchen. As long as they're clean, it's all good. You see it's coming together. It's nice and flaky. It's already got the flakes to it. See? That's from the olive oil. That's from the coconut oil. Those nice little flakes. And crushing up the flour and the oil between our fingers. They also had that pastry thing that you use by hand that does that. I don't have that, so I work with my hands. So let's see. Let's keep just a little bit more water. Let's see how this turns out. A little more water, a little more elbow grease. Just mix it up. Yep. Yeah. See, just it's best to, because you see how much water I have left in the cup. So yeah, it's best to just pour a little at a time in, rather than going ahead and just assuming that it's going to take a certain amount of water and it's just way too much. So fall is here. Was it first day of fall the other day? I'm behind. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some nice fall stews and pot pies and all that, those comfort foods for the chilly weather. Okay, and actually this dough here, you could actually use this dough for pot pie dough, because it is a pastry dough. Okay, so you see we got it all nice and mixed up together. Get it all in there. Clean up, you can clean the bowl up with it. Yep, and there it is. It's a little sticky, but that's fine. That's how you want it. We're going to be using, we're going to be adding more flour to it anyway when we roll it out. So a little sticky is okay. Not sticky, like you see, it's really not sticking to my hands, but you can feel that little bit of stick, and which is, it's fine. Okay, so I'll put this to sit for about 5 minutes so the gluten calms down in it, and I'll let that gluten settle. Otherwise it's going to be too hard. It's going to be a little difficult to roll out. So let's just wait a bit and give it about 5 minutes, and then we'll roll it out, fill it up, and fry it up. Okay, so now we're back. We have our cutting board covered with some flour. We'll just take the dough, we'll cut a piece off. A little bit of this dough does go a long way. So we'll make one little ball. We'll make a ball. We'll roll it up. Let me get a rolling pin. We're going to roll this out. And also, if you want to make it like really flaky with a lot more layers to it, show you. Fold it over. Let's keep folding it over. You don't have to do this, but it does give you a nice, flakier crust. Okay, so this should be okay. So let's just roll it out. What we're gonna do is, I have this bowl. I guess it's about 4 or 5 inches round, possibly. So I use this to cut my disc, my dough disc. I should have rolled this out a little bit more. Let me roll this out more. Also, the pernil, the roast pork, the recipe for that, because I already have my roast pork finished, but I have the recipe, the video, already posted on YouTube. I'll leave you the link in the description box so you can find the recipe to that. It's actually quite simple. Okay, so here we take the bowl, place it on the dough, upside down, get a nice sharp knife, cut it around the bowl. Okay, a little flour, a little more flour, because this sticks, guys. It will stick to the rolling pin. Now, I'm going to show you. We can make it smaller, or smaller one, by just simply putting this in here. Because like I told you, this dough, a little bit of it goes a long way. And guys, it's always better to make your own empanada dough. Because although some of the doughs in the supermarket says that there's no animal ingredients or anything in it, and whatever the ingredients are, there's always palm oil in it. If you guys Google palm oil, you'll see exactly how that palm oil, how they get it, where they get it, and who suffers and how they suffer. And to me, it's cruel. And if it's cruelty, it certainly isn't vegan. So let me get the filling. Okay, so here we have the filling. It's already made. Okay, let's put not too much. This teaspoon is going to be more than enough, because remember, we're putting more filling in it. And I'm going to show you how to close these up 2 different ways. So, okay. Remember the smoked tofurkey with the pineapple? I seasoned it with pineapple and cloves and brown sugar. That also, you could find that in the Cubano sandwich recipe that's posted. We'll put that right in there. Swiss cheese. It would be nice if it was shredded, but it's not. So we'll work with this. Put some cheese here. We got a pickle. Let's cut this pickle. We'll see how this turns out. Okay, what I should have did is put a dab of mustard in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this out the way and just slide it back on. Okay, yeah. Let's just do a tiny bit of mustard. We'll do a tiny bit of mustard. Okay. Now we'll move this back over here. Okay, let me wipe this mustard off my hand. Your hand should always be dry when you're making empanadas. Okay. So now we're going to fold this over. Don't be afraid to pull a little. Gently though. Gently. Okay. And then we're going to pull it over like this and make sure it goes end to end and it's touching. Let me see. Let me show you guys. Okay. Just make sure that it touches the end, the bottom top. The top edge is connected to the bottom edge. So everything is sealed in. Okay. So we have this way of doing it. Be careful with your nails because it'll rip real easy. You'll get a hole in it. And everything will start leaking out into the oil, and your oil will start popping all over the place. So we have this. This is one technique of sealing it. And this is the one with the fork. So you basically just pressing the fork all around the dough, just to make sure, make sure that it's all sealed in. There's no gaps for any leakage. Okay, and then we flip it over and we do the other side. Now, if you're making a bunch of them, I suggest that you put them on a little parchment paper that has parchment or wax paper that you have a coating of flour on. So that way you could just pop them in the freezer or the fridge while you're making the others, because if the kitchen is hot, they'll start to get really soft and you'll have a big stretched out mess. So, okay, we did this one. I'm going to show you how to do the next one. And that, okay, nothing goes to waste. This is another for more shells. Alright, let's just take this one because it'll be easier, because right now the gluten in this is kind of tight because we just worked with it. I'm sorry guys if I'm babbling. I hope you're understanding half the stuff I say. Alright, just like showing you guys, because it's not easy. Always eating out, like trying to eat out or whatever. Being a vegan isn't always easy, although nowadays it is a lot easier than it used to be, I suppose. But I've been vegan for 5 years, and a lot of improvements have been made, like as far as being able to go out and actually get something that's vegan. But sometimes, you want to learn how to make new things, or maybe you're going on a picnic or whatever, and these are nice little things with some potato salad. You could bring these along, and they don't taste bad at room temperature. They actually taste pretty good at room temperature. I've eaten them cold. Like cold out the refrigerator. Okay. So, we're going to give this one a little fancier fold. And with that, what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do the second round cut. I'm not going to cut out a second disc from this one dough. I'm just going to leave it as is. See how it's folding over? It's because there's not enough flour on it. So let's just get this here. Okay. There we go. So now let's get the ingredients again. Oh, and let's not forget this time. Just a little bit, because this is my first time making this empanadas as a Cuban sandwich empanada. So we're gonna put more of yeah, I should have spread that out too. I forgot to do it, guys. So when you make it, just spread it out. So here's some other roast pork that's made with jackfruit. Okay, here's another piece of that ham. Now you'll find both recipes in the Cuban sandwich recipe video that I left. How to make the jackfruit into roast pork, and how to season up this tofurkey roasted smoked tofurkey. There's also in that same video, there is a recipe on how to make gluten-free ham using the jackfruit. That it will taste completely different from the ham. It will taste like ham, where the other jackfruit will taste like roast pork. So, okay. So now we're going to fold this over. And see, make sure this the top round is touching the bottom round half. So everything is sealed nice and tight. Okay. Got some flour because it's starting to stick. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this end. We're going to take this end here and just fold it over and push it in. Then we're going to twirl it like fingers, like when you're twining, like twining up something, like a twine, like going like that. I wish I could put this up higher so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. I'll bring it down lower. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit lower so you can see exactly how I'm doing this. Okay, so we push that end in. Now turn that, roll that in, roll it in, pinch, roll it in, pinch. Like roll it in and then follow behind it with this finger and pinch it. Roll, pinch, roll, pinch. Roll. You see the rolls? Roll. With pinch, 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 pinch. Okay. Roll. And be careful because you could rip this too with your nails. Pinch. I didn't leave much room. I usually leave more room to roll here. But I really guess I really stuffed it. Okay. Roll, pinch, roll, pinch, roll, pinch, roll, pinch, roll, pinch, roll, pinch, roll, pinch. So I hope you guys got the... most of you guys probably already know how to do it. But for those that don't, I hope... just practice. Practice makes perfect. It's really not that hard. If I could do it, anybody could do it. So then you take this end here, just to make sure that it doesn't open up, and fold it in, and then twirl this one, turn this up on top of it, pinch it, and there you go. See? Now what we're going to do is you got to get that oil nice and hot. We're going to fill up a pan a little less than halfway with some canola oil. Let it get nice and hot. To do the test for the heat, just take a little dry flour and you'll see if it fizzes up a little bit, that means the oil is hot enough. Or you could take a spoon, a wooden spoon, and put it in, and if it starts to sizzle, the oil is hot enough. I believe I also have that in a demonstration with the Cubano sandwich video. I'll leave the link to that so you guys can refer to that as far as making the pernil, the ham. Yeah, that's about it. So let's get that oil started. Okay, so our oil should be heated up. Let's see. Take just a little bit. You see that? It's hot. It's ready for the empanadas. Now a medium heat, not too high because you don't want the outside burning quick and the inside not cooking. We're going to carefully put our empanadas in because that oil is hot and you don't want to get burnt by that, that's for sure. There we go, 2 at a time. It's good. Don't overcrowd the pan. Just in this size frying pan, 2 of these size empanadas is good. So we'll wait for it to brown up nice and golden brown on this side here that's frying up, and then we'll turn them over and let them fry up the same way, nice crispy golden brown. We'll take them out, cut them in half, see what's going on in there. Hopefully everything is nice and melted and warm and hot. And the most important, let's hope it tastes good. So we'll take a little peek at what's going on underneath. Be careful when you do this, it doesn't splash back at you. I've been hit in the face with hot oil. No, it could use a little more time browning. You know, about 2 more minutes, and then we could turn it over. Okay. Now gently, so that you don't break a hole or rip this, gently, gently, gently. Turn it over. As a matter of fact, try to grab it by the crispy part here when you turn it over, and be careful. Don't do what I just did. There we go. Gently. As gentle as possible. As you can see, you're going to have a nice bubble in that one. Okay, we'll let that fry up a little bit here. So it's nice and brown like this is here on the top. Okay, so I think they're about ready. When you see that there's a little still pale on the bottom part of this, you can easily just take it and turn it over like that for a few minutes, a couple of minutes. Now we're going to take this out and put it on napkins. And this, take that out. And here they are. Crispy, golden brown. I'm going to plate them up with a little potato salad, guys. Hold on. Okay, so here it is. The empanadas. Nice and brown, pretty. Homemade potato salad. I'll show that recipe to you guys some other day. So let's see how this is turning, how this turned out on the inside. Try this one, the one that we closed with the fork. Look, see how flaky it is? Oh my goodness. And it's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Oof. So flaky. And cheese. And see how the cheese melted? Oh my goodness. It's extremely hot, guys. Extremely hot. And here it is. It's the Cubano. Got that pickle in there. And that melted cheese. And let's try it. Oh my God, it's so hot. It's good. It's very good. You guys gotta try it. Let me know what you think. Send me pictures, videos, whatever you got of it. So let me know. And I'll post your videos or your pictures up here on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. And I will definitely put a link for the recipes for the pork and the ham. Again, thank you again, guys. I love you and I appreciate you so much.